Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Coming right up on Guam's primetime newscast following Wednesday's viral craze about a shooting threat, Guam's finest apprehend the man responsible for making the call. Plus tonight, are there enough protections already in place for those who want to speak up about public sector corruption? And the academic community and the island family got the chance to find out the background and vision of another candidate for UOG's presidential vacancy.
Off it, everyone. Thanks for joining us. He gave island residents a scare. The man believed to have called in Wednesday's shooting threat is now under arrest. Police releasing details of his arrest overnight. 56-year-old John Anthony Campos Ogo was picked up by authorities last night for terroristic conduct, reckless conduct, terrorizing, false alarm, crimes against the community, and obstructing government operations. Investigators were able to trace the 911 call to a Dedido home. That's where they executed a search warrant and found Ogo, who was interviewed by police and allegedly admitted to making that call. As reported, the caller made the threat at around 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday, but hung up before giving specifics. Ogo's rap sheet shows this isn't his first run-in with the law. In 2000, he was picked up for terrorizing, assault, and harassment. Ogo is anticipated to make his first court appearance tomorrow.
We reported in the KUAM News mobile app for Android and iOS about 20 minutes ago that one man thought he was going to learn how to build a rocket model so he could earn his merit badge, or at least that's what one victim believed back in the 1970s when he alleges he was raped by Boy Scout Assistant Scoutmaster David Joseph Ellington. Only identified by the initials to protect his identity, 59-year-old EGW was a former Boy Scout and altar boy down in Agate, and he is the latest to file a lawsuit in the District Court of Guam. Ellington, according to court documents, was a member of the U.S. Coast Guard, but discharged due to character and behavior disorder. This evidently was a euphemism for homosexuality. EGW alleges he was raped and sexually molested by the Assistant Scoutmaster numerous times at Ellington's home. The complaint alleges the Boy Scouts locally and off-island conspired to cover up Ellington's molestation acts in order to prevent being sued by the victims. EGW is seeking $5 million in damages.
It's status quo for Guam's suspended Archbishop Anthony Apron. The Archdiocese of Vigaña confirms they received notification from the Vatican on Apron's appeal over a month ago. What does this mean? Not much, just that Apron will remain suspended until the appeals process takes its course. Back in March, Apron's canonical trial rendered a guilty verdict for certain accusations. Though charges were never specified, Apron does stand 5 times accused of clergy sexual abuse. The Archdiocese, meanwhile, still seeks clarification from the Vatican about the appeals process, what it entails, and how long it will take. In an earlier statement from Apron, he maintained his innocence. Quote, "God is my witness. I am innocent, and I look forward to proving my innocence in the appeals process," end quote.
And we stay with news from the church as the Archdiocese of Vigaña could possibly have a priest on the run, as former Chancellor Father Adrian Cristobal has until the end of the day tomorrow to return to Guam. The instruction is a direct result of the 3 clergy sexual abuse lawsuits lodged against him. As we have reported numerous times now, Father Adrian had been sent to the Diocese of Phoenix to study canon law. Failure to return to Guam will result in sanctions. His faculties have already been limited as he cannot celebrate Mass or hear confession. There is still no word on his whereabouts as of this time.
He was seen on the side of a Dedido road swinging a metal chain at passing cars when he was confronted by police. But that's not why he was placed under arrest. 44-year-old Dante Reuben allegedly yelled and put up a fight with one of the responding officers, striking him in the face. The men ended up on the ground, struggling to restrain him. Court documents state the officer dislocated a pinky in addition to abrasions to his neck and his face. He was treated at GMH and released. Reuben, meanwhile, is charged with assault on a peace officer, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct.
In other island news matters, one gubernatorial candidate says a, quote, tidal wave of corruption is now sweeping the island and is calling for more protection for those who want to blow the whistle and sound the alarm about GovGuam fraud, waste, and abuse.
But critics are not questioning allegations of corruption. Instead, they question the timing. Chris Barnett reports.
A new bill may reinforce whistleblower protections for government employees. That's according to its author, Gubernatorial Candidate Senator Frank Uggan Jr. But critics of the bill say there are already enough safeguards in place for government employees who come forward with info about fraud, waste, and abuse. Uggan holding a press conference on the steps of the legislature, saying a, quote, tidal wave of corruption from the Calvo-Tenorio administration has swept over the island. From the Chamorro Land Trust controversies to recent testimony from doctors about corruption and mismanagement at GMH warrants reinforcement of existing whistleblower protections. Uggan then responding to Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, also a gubernatorial candidate, saying Uggan's bill wasn't necessary.
He has done nothing to address the issues at Chamorro Land Trust. He has done nothing to address the alleged corruption that has been exposed by two professional doctors. He has done nothing to address the rating of special funds, which is not authorized by law. Then that tells me that he is abdicating his responsibility, and he is also contributing to the situation.
Despite what seems like an orchestra of whistles being blown, the Calvo-Tenorio administration has consistently claimed allegations of corruption or mismanagement are falsehoods or misrepresentations of fact. We asked the governor's spokesperson if calling all whistleblowers liars would make other GovGuam employees hesitant to come forward and expose corruption.
Not at all. I mean, I think we're just coming out with it. We're just laying the truth out there, and people can decide for themselves.
The bill, according to Uggan, expands whistleblower protection to include protection from retaliation like, quote, unfavorable or inequitable treatment. It's unclear if the broad definition of unfavorable and inequitable will be a problem when it comes to enforcement of these protections. Uggan also calling for an amendment to Senator Dennis Rodriguez's GMH investigation resolution, asking Rodriguez to add an investigation of the Chamorro Land Trust to it. But Rodriguez telling KUAM News he's seen Uggan's request, but he wants to, quote, be careful not to inject politics into this whole thing. Our resolution was very focused on GMH. The governor's spokesperson, meanwhile, alarmed at the slew of allegations being tossed around, saying timing is definitely a factor.
If you see something, you should say something. You absolutely should say something. And I would think that you would say something right then and there and not wait until a gubernatorial election year to do so.
Uggan firing back, saying questioning the timing of these allegations is a cop-out.
I think it's unfortunate that when public employees or former public employees come out with claims of corruption or fraudulent activities, that you start looking at it as smearing and as politicking in an election year.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Now also tonight, a series of exchanges via email between Governor Eddie Calvo and his former communications director Troy Torres confirm a deep rift between the two. Torres started the message chain by asking for protection for Dr. Kozue Shimabukuro, who has raised allegations of corruption and mismanagement at the Guam Memorial Hospital. The island's chief executive then writes that he, quote, does not have the time nor energy to respond to the numerous falsehoods. He also writes that he can sense Torres' anger and pain, judging by the tone of his correspondence. Torres responded with several profanity-laced threats to expose alleged corruption within Governor Calvo's administration. The governor's current spokesperson, Oya Nirarikil, who you just heard from, said they remain concerned about their former colleague.
I don't know how many emails had been sent to the governor, but the governor did feel compelled to say, to speak out and to respond to Troy last night. And he did so because, again, Troy was a very important part of this administration for many years, and he is the one who brought me in. And I think we all cared for him very much, and that caring doesn't go away. And we just hope that things work out for him.
Torres blames the Calvo administration for what he claims was a politically motivated arrest on false drug charges.
Legal counsel for DFS and the airport square off again in the Superior Court. This time it's over attorney's fees. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Call this a side skirmish in the long-running legal battle between the two. They've been at it since 2013 when the airport awarded a 10-year, $154 million master retail concession contract to DFS rival Lotte Duty Free. But after 30 years as the master concessionaire, DFS was not giving up without a fight. There are multiple fronts in this high-profile dispute. This particular one, heard before Judge Anita Socola, has to do with DFS access to the airport board's internal communication and documentation. DFS local counsel Patrick Seville argues that his firm and California-based co-counsel Gibson & Dunn are entitled to some $260,000 in legal fees for their work in getting a court order to turn over certain minutes of an airport board executive session. Seville says they successfully proved that the airport violated the Sunshine Law and the Open Government Act, and as the prevailing side, they are entitled to attorney's fees to be paid by GIAA. But airport attorney Genevieve Rapadas argues DFS is hardly the prevailing party here. She says they won partial decisions on just 2 of 10 claims for relief and chose to drop the 8 others. She says GIAA has not turned over a single document as of yet, as an appeal of Judge Sicola's 2017 decision on the motion is pending. She says if the legal fees are awarded, it should be for a much lower amount. She contends that the $800 to $1,200 an hour charges by DFS's LA-based counsel are 3 times the going rate on Guam. Judge Sicola has taken the matter under advisement. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Well, at the Department of Public Health's budget hearing today, each division's budget was heard separately. They all asked for millions of dollars for critical needs for the island's public health, with officials meeting with senators to talk about allocating money to social welfare as well as health care programs. Speaker BJ Cruz asked questions to justify every penny for the fiscal year 2019 budget.
Financial Times, is the painting of the facility imperative at this time, or can that be put off another year? Okay.
These are the
I'm going to move on.
Agency Director Leo Council presented a pair of budget options for the department, one in which the administration has less money for facility maintenance. Other concerns included local funding for Medicaid and building a new foster care home.
The Port Authority's first ever revenue bond gets high marks from ratings agencies Moody's and S&P. Gita says together the ratings are the highest ever for a local autonomous agency. The $72.6 million bond issue was assigned a Baa2 negative outlook rating by Moody's, which said on its website that the rating is supported by the strong competitive position as Guam's sole commercial port, handling around 90% of the cargo, including a significant portion of military cargo. But Moody's says the negative outlook is because while the port operates fairly independently from the government, it expects that it would not be able to disconnect itself from any material financial stress at the government level. S&P assigned an A rating based on the authority's strong financial performance, very strong debt and liabilities capacity, and strong liquidity and financial flexibility.
All right, my friends, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll tell you about 2 candidates. One, now a gubernatorial candidate. The other wants to be UOG's president. That's coming up.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lulian Guerrero, and I approve this message.
In this divided world, there are still things that unite us. Great music, thrilling games, and the love for that perfect burger. Ruby Tuesday Guam, for the love of burgers menu. For a limited time, get an amazing burger for just $11.99. Lunchtime at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Well, they are now all in the running for Guadalupe as a gubernatorial team of Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. and David Cruz have officially filed for candidacy with the GEC. The team started off by attending Mass at the Agana Cathedral before joining supporters that the GET tends to file. They are running against the teams of Lulian Guerrero and Josh Tenorio, Carl Gutierrez and Fred Bordallo, Frank Agan Jr. and Alicia Limtiaco, and from the GOP, Ray Tenorio and Tony Atta. The deadline to file for candidates is the 26th.
Denied WASC accreditation, yet hoping for charter renewal. Emotional testimony as the deadline ends for renewing Guam's first charter school, Guahan Academy. Dr. Velma Sablan urged council members to renew the school she says has seen substantial student success, especially in the second grade.
When you see the margin of success that we've been experiencing, why stop something that is working for our children on this island? Please consider renewing the GAC's charter.
Councilmember Salva Balta holding back tears, saying he's torn between educational improvements and the law that requires charter accreditation within 5 years, adding that Guahan Academy's administrative challenges with accreditation are a major factor for renewal. The deadline for the council is Friday, June 15th. We should also note GAC's 8th graders celebrated a promotion at the Fiesta Resort.
Well, the final two off-island candidates have made their way to UOG's Mangilao campus as the search for the university's next president has drawn to a close.
Dr. Bruce Murphy traveling from Pensacola, Florida to meet UOG stakeholders. Carmen Terlahi has more.
One of the original 3 candidates selected during the search for UOG president. Dr. Bruce Murphy notes an extensive background of military service and attendance and teaching at prestigious universities stateside, including Harvard, UC Berkeley, and Vanderbilt. His approach to leadership?
How I see leadership as a team sport, and so I want to be as inclusive as possible. I want to broaden up, and this is what I've done in the past. I've broadened up those venues where we make decisions, so to include faculty and staff and students in that decision-making process, so that they not only are part of the process and part of the decision, but they also understand it and they know where it came from.
Visiting Guam for the first time, Dr. Murphy notes the law that requires the head of UOG to have substantial knowledge of Guam's culture and people wasn't on the prospectus application.
When the prospectus went out, it did not say that you have to be from Guam, or you have to be a student of, or someone who has studied Guam in detail. You don't have to have a PhD in Chamorro culture. Had it said that, I would not have applied. I mean, that would be a limiter, I think. And so what it did say was you have to be willing to appreciate the culture and the people.
Similar to other candidates, he raised issue with resource allotment at the university.
This is a phenomenon that's happening nationwide. It's just a way that states, territories are changing the way they fund higher education. So we need to ensure that the legislatures still see the value of higher education, still continue to resource higher education.
His experience, he says, could help the university move into the future.
The other thing is moving forward. Universities always must be moving forward. You can't sit still. You can't continue to do the same thing that you did last year and the year before and 10 years ago and all that, because the world is changing.
Kept busy during their short stay, candidates are meeting with the Board of Regents and island leaders. The last candidate, Dr. Ronald Larson, met with UOG stakeholders Thursday afternoon. After all 4 visits, the board will make a final decision, now close to choosing the next president of UOG. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Multiple events held throughout Tourism Month, like the Guam Micronesia Island Fair, helped to attract more visitors to the island. The Guam Visitors Bureau reports more than 113,000 visitors came to the territory, placing 5th in record visitor arrivals for the month of May. Arrivals from Korea are up by 17% compared to last year, and other markets show an increase for the month as well. Officials say Japan has been the most affected by the loss of seating capacity, and that the Japan market is experiencing a decline caused by the withdrawal from Delta Airlines. GVB and the Guam International Airport Authority have worked together to offer regular air service support and discounted fees under an airport incentive plan in an effort to address the issue. This has since led to added flights by Jeju Air and Japan Airlines. GVB also anticipates summer charter flights from July to September.
There is another ribbon-cutting ceremony, which was held in DPW's ongoing Village Pavement Resurfacing initiative. New anti-skid asphalt was laid down on a rather hilly and slippery stretch of Palikirnan-Hickey Drive in Sinahanya. Lifelong Village resident Connie Cruz and several family members live there.
Very happy. So overwhelmed by what the government is doing, and it feels so good to see a nice paved road.
The project, more than $112,000 in all, was budgeted under local funds, with Hawaiian Rock Products being the contractor.
Residents in Barrigada, don't be alarmed. Starting Friday through next Monday, the military will be conducting training at the former Admiral Nimitz Golf Course. Residents in the Barrigada area and near Anderson South could hear helicopters accompanied with the use of blanks. The training is expected through 5 to 11 o'clock at night from tomorrow through the 18th.
Please stay tuned, everybody. Sports is coming up next.
Super Sale event. Enjoy huge savings on our most popular Samsung Galaxy smartphones. But this offer won't last long. So drop into a GTA store today.
Introducing the Alpha Plus app. Pay insurance premium online using the Pay feature. Get estimate quotes for auto, home, commercial, and other insurance offered by Alpha Insurers. View our list of exclusive deals available at our partner merchants. So download the all-new Alpha Plus app on Google Play or the App Store. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
It's a celebration at Cars Plus in Mighty. And during our Jeep Celebration event, you'll save thousands on every new Jeep in stock. Like a new 2018 Compass, save up to $3,750. Or save up to $4,000 on a new 2018 Cherokee. How about a new Renegade? Save up to $6,000. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Hurry in for our Jeep Celebration event, going on now at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Where will your sip take you?
You're gonna need more than an oil change. Okay.
Try our new slushies at McDonald's. Tropic Twist, Blue Raspberry, and Cherry Limeade. Perfect for summer for a limited time.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports, brought to you by Triple J. We get you started tonight with news on our men's national basketball team as they prepare for the micro games in Yap, scheduled for next month. Check it out. Guam's men's national basketball team will be looking to defend their Micronesia Games gold medal when they take to the court next month in Yap. Team Guam leaves Island July 14th with 11 players suiting up for their gold medal run. Veteran players James Stake, Will Stinnett, McKelly Wesley, and Sevi Siswico will anchor the team with newcomers to the squad, adding youth and fresh legs.
Every year we have a lot of young guys that are coming up, promising talent for the national team, and this year is the same thing. We got a lot of younger guys that are willing to come up and step up. Some of the veterans are stepping out.
Guam hasn't lost a game at the competition and has won gold every time a team has represented the island. This time around, it's a must-win for the team after an announcement was made that the games will be used as a qualifier for the Pacific Games, with Guam looking forward to the 2019 Pacific Games and a chance to defend their gold medal. Word about the must-win situation came as a shock to the veteran players.
This being a Pacific Games qualifier, micro games is kind of a surprise to our program. We won the gold medal last Pacific Games, and we've been waiting for FIBA to give us games to compete in, and now they put this on us. It's it's a good challenge for us, so we're going to go out there and we're just going to try to dominate teams that we always do in micro games and just move on to the next tournament.
Coach E.J. Calvo says the last games in 2014 held in Ponape were physical, and Guam always brings out the best in their opponents. He was impressed by the competition and adds that teams continue to get better every time they meet up.
I heard that the teams here are very competitive. They're going to do their hardest to take us down. I think we have a target on our backs for being Guam and winning the last Pacific game. So definitely competition is going to be really good.
Ben Borja adds size along with Michael Sakazaki and McKelly Wesley. Borja playing for San Francisco City College in the Bay. Sakazaki hooped it up in Hawaii. A.J. Carlos and Rafi Sablan recently re-signed with the UOG Tritons on scholarships. Making the cut, R.J. Kranz also laces up for the first time for the national team. He's on break from school and attends Yale. Other notable players that have had success in local leagues making their national team debut are Merwin Martin and Billy Belger.
I think we have a lot of shooters. We're young. We have some veterans, so we have experience, speed, youth at the same time. We also have some size. We're big on the inside, and most of our bigs can shoot threes. So I think we can all really stretch the floor, and that's one of our strengths that we have. But other than that, this team all around is really good.
Adding more incentives to winning it all, the vets wanted to make sure that the people of Guam know this one's for Coach Thompson. Quarterfinal matches of the Jamaican Grill 11th Annual GFA Cup, Guam's premier men's soccer tournament, will be held Saturday with Geno's FC taking on Bank of Guam Strikers 1 at 6 p.m. and Napa Rovers playing against Bank of Guam Strikers B also at 6 p.m. Islanders FC will face Lots of Art Heat at 8 p.m. and UOG will play against Bombers SC also at 8 p.m. All matches will be held at the Guam Football Association National Training Center. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow.
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow.
Cool.
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
When you purchase a vehicle from our dealerships, we give back to the American Cancer Society and Guam Cancer Care. With your help, together, we've raised over $400,000, giving local cancer patients a gift of more anniversaries, more birthdays, more years, more days. Together, we're giving them the gift of time. Triple J, customers first.
All right, In the Mix is just moments away, mere seconds. It's a really good episode tonight. But first, we have some birthday shout-outs to give you, so here they are.
The newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club are led off tonight by Roquel Santos Onisi. Happy 4th birthday to our little princess Roro. This comes from Daddy, Mommy, Shelly, and Nico. Also, another 4th birthday wish. This one goes to Kale Ann. This comes from Papa and Mom. They say, love you forever. And happy belated birthday wishes this Thursday evening to Rosa Camacho Mendiola Atalig, to this beautiful woman of 96 years. She's amazing in our lives. God bless you, Mom, Grandma, Great-Grandma, and Great-Great-Grandma. Hungwaizaha.
Anyone and everyone can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. 100% free. All you got to do is go to KUAM.com, scroll down to the link, click on it, register, and then let us know, and then tune in. But In the Mix is next. What do we got tonight?
We are heading to the Leo Palace Resort for a staycation, and we've also got an inspirational story from Kyun Lee. She's the owner of Fusion Tavern.
That is coming up in 4, 3, 2.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.